to Mlc TV News. We are reaching you live from the KOGI State capital city of Lokoja. I am Fatima Yakub. The headlines. KOGI Governor Bello inspects state projects, expresses satisfaction and condemns the level of work done at specialist hospital. CK Foundation distributes 50,000 writing materials to schools in 6 local government areas of KOGI State. And in sports, Anthony Joshua loses to Ukrainian USYK. Now the news in details. KOGI State Governor Yahya Bello has expressed satisfaction over the construction of Ganaja Overhead Bridge and GYB Science Model College at Dankolo. Governor Bello, who commended the contractors at both sites, said he will continue to spend KOGI money for the people. On the stopover to inspect the level of works done at the State Specialist Hospital by the CHANGJIANG Construction Limited, whose consultant is Tech Builders Limited, the governor was disappointed at the quality of job delivered. Our reporter Faith Abdul-Ghaffar has the details.
KOGI Governor Bello was accompanied by top government functionaries, including the state project contractors and commissioner to both GYB Science Modern Secondary School and Ganaja Flyover. Governor Bello, whose face radiated at the level of work done, expressed joy as the Commissioner for Works and Housing, Abubakar Ohere, took him around the ongoing projects.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, Your Excellency. 80% done. Casting is still ongoing now, Your Excellency. And the beams we require to finish up with the top cover is about 66 beams. And as we speak today, 50 is ready, Your Excellency. We only have 16 to go, and by the grace of God, middle of October, we'll deliver on that.
Governor Bello told the journalists how satisfied he was.
Today here used to be a jam-packed junction. Ordinarily, this is supposed to be a federal government project because it is a federal government road. But we have undertaken to construct this particular bridge or flyover and the road because our people and other Nigerians that are transversing between the north and south, east and west, pass through this particular notorious junction. By the special grace of God, by the end of this year, we are going to commission this edifice. I want to sincerely appreciate all of my officials, the contractors, the consultants, the supervisors, the citizens and residents of KOGI State who have been very dedicated to this particular project and all other projects across the state. With the little resources available to us, scientific and prudent management, we are achieving huge successes.
On his arrival at the State Specialist Hospital, he visited the sick in both male and female wards before the assessment on the level of work done. Governor Bello, after his observations on the supposed renovated building, condemned the work done by the Yanjin Construction Company. He said it is not acceptable by his administration, who has a high test for quality jobs.
The work done is zero. You hear me? The work done is what? Zero. Work done is zero. Work done is what? Zero. You guys are not pleased with what I'm saying here as far as the renovation is concerned. This has shown that you have no capacity. This is not GYP standard. I am a man of quality, and everything I do as far as KOGI State is concerned in terms of project depicts quality and standard, world standard. I can't imagine that this is where I'm spending money.
In a strong terms, he called on the Commissioner for Health and that of Works, including the Chief Medical Doctor, to take note of his concern, especially when the state is not owing contractors.
Would you want to be admitted in this hospital? Do you have this kind of hospital in China? Are we owing you? We're not owing you any time. And this kind of work you think you can do for us? If you can do it elsewhere in Nigeria, not in Kogi State.
Most of the projects across the state, according to the Commissioner for Works and Housing, would be ready for commissioning in December 2021. Faith Abdul-Ghaffar reporting for Mlc TV.
CK Foundation has distributed 50,000 notebooks and 15,000 pens to Lokoja, Kogi West and 5 local government areas of Kogi Central Secondary and Primary Schools. The chairman organizing committee of CK Foundation said it is the desire of the founder to continue to improve on the education sector and building unity amongst the people of Nigeria. They also commended the state governor, BELLO, for all effort put in place to strengthen the education sector through the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. The event was held in the Holy Trinity Primary School, Lokoja. Our reporter has more. 5 local government secondary and primary schools, including Lokoja, to benefit from the first phase of CK Foundation free writing materials distribution. The distribution of the items has commenced in Lokoja, the state capital. The C Foundation Committee Chairman said it is part of their objectives to continue to complement what the state governor is doing to improve on the lives of the people. The Education Commissioner, Wemi Jones, commended the NGO's gesture, pointing out that their intervention is timely and cannot be overlooked.
At the moment, everybody is hitting the clarion call and they are coming to collaborate and partner with the Ministry of Education, Science and Tech to support education. I can only thank all of you and pray for you.
On state government's commitment, the Education Commissioner noted that an act has been put in place which binds on parents not to allow minors to be on the street when they are supposed to be in school learning.
Under the education law, a child like that, my little daughter that came out to speak copiously, is not permitted to be outside the school during official school hours. Any child that is caught roaming the street, either hawking or doing any other thing during school hours, will be arrested and the parents will be brought to book. That is one of the provisions of the education law. And the essence of that is for us to control the rate of out of school children.
Commissioner for Health, Dr. Saka Haruna, Royal Father, other executive members of the state and local government commended the NGO for the initiative.
I want to thank the Foundation for contributing to that journey that started since last year. May the Almighty God bless you and give you strength to do more for our people.
We cannot appreciate the director of CK Foundation enough. He has really tried. Any nations that want to develop should target education, and this is the way to go. Education is the way to go.
The chairman of the CK Foundation said they in the state to join the government to build a better society.
It's our own widow's might of thanking him for a job well done. For the past few years, he has been governor of Kogi State. He has done well, and we are patting him at the back. That governor, well done. And that is to say, we are giving him this support.
The NGO scribe said he is not relenting until the intervention gets to school across the 21 local government areas. He noted that when you educate one person, you can change a life. When you educate many, you can change the world, according to Shai Reshef. The Federation of Tourism Associations of Nigeria, FTAN, has promised to unite tourism stakeholders across the country in order to create projects that would further enhance the industry. Ekeremem Onung, FTAN president, who was elected recently, disclosed this in Lagos. He said the new normal had revealed the need for strategic action plan which must bring tourism stakeholders together and create projects that will benefit all. He noted that the Federation, under his watch, would work with the federal government to ensure that industry operators and investors are not left behind in the focal agenda to reinvent the wheel of tourism business in Nigeria. Onang, who urged the federal government to help the industry bounce back to post-COVID-19 pandemic era, wondered why the palliative promise the industry's association and players are yet to materialize. He said government must, through such intervention, prove that it cared and also appreciated the critical presence and job-creating value of the cultural tourism industry. Onon commended the Kebbi State government and the National Institute of Hospitality and Tourism for hosting the World Tourism Day, taking the financial burden to give Nigeria a podium to celebrate the global festivity. He said this had created a needed avenue to showcase the rich cultural and agro-tourism economy of Kebbi State, noted for its rice pyramid. He appreciated the Emir of Kebbi and state government for the investiture of Alhaji Lai Muhammad, Minister of Information and Culture, as the Kakaki of Kebbi. He said that the traditional and cultural title bestowed on the minister was well deserved, an affirmation that the minister had done well. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have uncovered a hotel in Abuja where drugs are sold and young ladies camped for commercial sex. At least 4 persons, 3 ladies and a man, were arrested when the drug joint, Jad Sweets, located at 30 Lobito Crescent, Wusetu, was raided and some quantity of Rofinol and paraphernalia for smoking crack cocaine were recovered on Wednesday, September 22nd. Investigations by NDLEA reveal that the hotel is operated without requisite approvals in a high-profile neighborhood and patronized by call girls, while the bar serves as spot to smoke and sell drugs to young girls and their customers. Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters, Abuja, Femi Babafemi, in a statement yesterday said Chairman, Chief Executive of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, has directed the FCT Command and the Directorate of Assets and Financial Investigations of the agency to do all within the law to ensure the property is forfeited to the federal government to serve as deterrence to others who allow their premises to be used for drug dealing. Modupe, 19-year-old, and Sonia, 20-year-old, were arrested following surveillance on Thursday, 23rd of September, with 21 wraps of skunk. Feelers from Edo Polytechnic have it that the 2 area students have been penciled for rustication to serve as deterrents to others. Their arrest came on the heels of pleas from students' union leaders to NDLEA to conduct drug tests on tertiary institution students as a way of curbing the alarming drug abuse in the nation's schools campuses. In a related event, another lady, Choma Okocha, 25, was arrested the following day, Friday, 24th of September, when she tried to deliver 200 grams of crack cocaine to a customer at an eatery in Benin City, Edo State. Earlier the same day, men of the Ura Area Command of the agency, working on actionable intelligence, evacuated 10 bags of cannabis sativa weighing 135 kilograms in Amaho Bush, in the Gueben area of Benin. The exhibits were stored ready for transportation to other parts of the country. In the same vein, men of the Okada Area Command in the early hours of Sunday, 26th of September, evacuated 2,937 kilograms of cannabis sativa from Utese Forest in the Ovia Northeast local government of the area of Edo State. The spokesman of NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, said the routine drug raids would be sustained as a major strategy in the war against drug abuse and trafficking. The governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, says the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, is waiting for the decision of the Supreme Court over value-added tax, VAT collection. Femi, who doubles as the chairman of the NGF, said Nigeria's tax system is problematic and confusing and needs attention. Recently, the Southern Governors Forum backed the collection of VAT by the state governments instead of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, on behalf of the Federation. 2 states, Rivers and Lagos states, had enacted laws for VAT collection, but the Court of Appeal had directed that states should maintain status quo pending the determination of an appeal filed by the FIRS. Rivers State had also asked the Supreme Court to set aside an order of the Court of Appeal. On Sunday, Fayemi, during a live interview on Arise Television monitored by the cable, said governors are awaiting the outcome of the case instituted by some state governors. He said the Governors Forum is currently looking at the issue and consulting on the implication of the collection on state governments. When asked about President Muhammadu Buhari's call for the cancellation of debt at the United Nations General Assembly, Fayemi said the borrowings are in line with World Bank and IMF standards. You're still watching Mlc TV News. We'll be right back.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose Mlc TV. Get human interest stories right here on Mlc TV. With entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on Mlc TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on Mlc TV. Mlc TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Reuters has reported that Germany's central-left Social Democrat SPD has claimed victory in the federal election, telling the party of outgoing Chancellor Angela Merkel it should no longer be in power. SPD leader Olaf Scholz said he had a clear mandate to form a government, while his conservative rival Armin Laschet remains determined to fight on. The two parties have governed together for years. But Scholz says it is time for a new coalition with the Greens and Liberal. Preliminary results gave his party a narrow election win over the Conservatives, who suffered their worst ever performance. Despite this, Laschet said his party had given him its backing to enter talks with coalition partners, pushing Germany towards a potentially protracted power struggle. The Greens and pro-business Free Democratic Party, FDP, attracted the most support from under-30s in an election dominated by climate change and by differing proposals on how to tackle it. The Greens made history with almost 15% of the vote, even though it was well short of their ambitions. It was the tightest race in years. Bringing an end to the post-war domination of the two big parties, Scholz SPD and his rivals Conservative Christian Democratic Union CDU. Exit polls predicted a dead heat, but this election was unpredictable from the start, and the result was never going to be the end of the story. For one thing, the outgoing chancellor is going nowhere until the coalition is formed, and that may have to wait until Christmas. The main parties want a new government in place by the time Germany takes over the leadership of the G7 group of nations in January. The next chancellor's task is to lead Europe's foremost economy over the next 4 years, with climate change at the top of voters' agenda. An earthquake has struck the southern Greek island of Crete, with reports that at least one person was killed and several wounded as buildings collapsed. People were sent rushing out onto the street when the magnitude 5.8 quake struck at 6:17 GMT. Several aftershocks followed. According to reporters, one man died after a church collapsed in Akonori village in the center of Crete. 9 others were injured and taken to hospital. The European Mediterranean Seismological Center initially recorded a magnitude of 6.5, while the United States Geological Survey put it at 6.0. The Athens Geodynamic Institute later said the 5.8 quake struck 23 km 14 miles northwest of the coastal village of Arvi at a depth of 10 km. Now on sports. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele, has pledged more support for youth empowerment through sports and its other intervention programs. Osita Uanisobi, CBN spokesperson, quoted Emefiele as making the pledge at the finals of all financial institution football competition played on Sunday at the UJ Uswene Stadium, Calabar, represented by the Deputy Director, Corporate Communications Department, CBN, Samuel Okobure. The governor called on youth to explore every opportunity offered by the bank, including sports. He urged Nigerian youths to key into the Apex Bank financing programs that are connected to a wide range of events geared to enhancing sustainable development. The News Agency of Nigeria reports that the 2014 football competition saw Security and Exchange Commission emerge as champions following a 4-1 penalty shootout victory over the CBN Strikers. Federal Inland Revenue Service clinched bronze after a 2-0 victory over Bubayero FC for third place. Winner of 34th edition of the annual tournament went home with a sum of 2 million naira, while runners-up received 1.5 million naira. The second runners-up and the fourth place teams were awarded with the sums of 1 million naira and 500,000 naira respectively. The weekends witnessed matches across Europe. In the Premier League, which witnessed a clash of giants, the early kickoff on Saturday, Chelsea lost at home 1-0 to Man City when Gabriel Jesus' shot was deflected into the net. Man United also lost at home to Aston Villa by 1-0 after Bruno Fernandes lost a late penalty kick. On Sunday, Arsenal defeated Tottenham Hotspur by 3-1 in their North London derby. Liverpool now leads the table in the 6-week-old Premier League. Here are other results. Finally, the UEFA Champions League resumes Tuesday 28 September for Match Day 2. In boxing, the Nigeria-born world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua was outclassed on Saturday night by Ukrainian USYK. This was Joshua's second shock defeat. Anthony Joshua suffered a shock loss to the Ukrainian inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where he was left with a badly damaged right eye after his heavyweight defeat. In the 12th-round contest, USYK continued to land heavy punches on Joshua throughout the bout, which made him insist that there is nothing special about him after winning by unanimous decision. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium had about 66,000 lovers of boxing were in attendance, where he gave up his IBF, WB and WBO belts. Anthony Joshua failed to be in control of the contest despite his weight advantage over the Ukrainian maestro before the latter finished the final round strongly with a barrage of shots. Few hours after losing his 3 world titles to the cruiserweight king, Anthony Joshua has insisted that he is ready to bounce back and as such demand for a rematch after USYK became the new unified world heavyweight champion. Over to Matthias Ayodeji for entertainment news.
On entertainment news, Nigerian singer Charles Oputa, probably known as Charlie Boy, has charged Nigerian youths to get involved in politics to protect the future and change the present political structure. Oputa made the call in an interview with News Agency of Nigeria (NAN) on the sideline of his arrival reception from the United Kingdom by his fans in Lagos. He explained that Nigerian youths cannot afford to give up or lose hope when the situation in the country has not changed. According to him, when the youths pull their strengths together, they will be able to change the present system of governance and also get better things for themselves. On his appearance in the Nollywood debut titled King of Boys, The Return of the King, Oputa said he featured in the movie because the script passed a sensitive message. He said, "I will not get myself involved in any script that isn't passing any good message. I acted as Odudu Bariba in the movie because I am the Odudu Bariba one of Africa, so I just played myself in the role." Still on entertainment news, Nollywood actor Chidi Mokeme has been dropped as the host of Good Ultimate Search 2021 edition. Mokeme, who took over from his colleague Bob Manuel Uduku as the show textmaster before it folded up a few years back. The show returned in 2021 with a new host, Kunle Remi. Remi is expected to dish out tags to the 16 contestants who are already in the jungle. Kunle Remi is a Nigerian actor who is best known for his role in Falling, Family Forever and Tinso. He came to prominence after winning the 7th edition of Good Ultimate Search in 2010. He is a graduate of New York Film Academy. Matthias Ayodeji Peter reporting for MLC TV.
The remains of the late jurist Justice Moses Bello was taken to his hometown in Adabi local government area of KOGI State, where his interment took place moment after a requiem mass in his honor at the Christ the King Catholic Church, Okene, where he was a devout member. In his grief-laden tribute, Governor Bello glowingly described the deceased as one individual who served God, humanity, and the nation with his intellect, time, energy, and resources, stressing that he stood for what was right, just, and equitable. The burial attracted members of the judiciary across the nation, Nigeria.
It was a moment of grief amidst eulogies and tributes as the remains of Justice Moses Bello was committed to moderate at his family house in Ojomi, Adavi local government area of KOGI State. The interment of the late Justice Moses Bello took place after a mass was held in his honor at the Christ the King Catholic Church, Okene, where he was a devout member. At the funeral were members of his immediate and extended family, judicial officers and other dignitaries, including Governor Yahya Bello, who enjoyed an intimate relationship with the late judicial icon. In his tribute, Governor Bello described the deceased as one individual who served God, humanity, and the nation with his intellect, time, energy, and resources, stressing that he stood for what was right, just, and equitable.
Part of what we are seeing today in this administration are certain good values that we learn from him. May his soul continue to rest in peace. I want to toil and I think admonish each and every one of us that we should go back in history and learn from his good virtues. His friend, his wonderful family, and I thank God today they are accomplished. Don't mourn our brother, even though he passed on at a relatively young age. We wish he lived longer. As much as we love him, God Almighty loved him more.
Governor Bello also stressed how he was a detribalized leader.
Justice Moses Bello can live the wonderful life and is passing on to the glory. Let's live a good life. I thank God. Just have this country meritoriously. And I thank God that has lived an exemplary life, worthy of emulation.
His eldest son, a member representing Adavi Okeyi Federal Constituency, Joseph Asuku Bello, said his late father was diligent, caring, and a loving father to all.
He was very supportive of us. He was there for every one of us. He took time to be with us in anything we're doing. He was our role model. To the family, he was also there for them.
He revealed that the family discovered the extent of the father's kindness and impact on people at his death, saying they have drawn more strength and comfort from the found testimonies about him.
If we were to write about our dad, we'll probably get 40% because it's in his death that we got to know much of his deeds, many lives that he has touched, and what he meant to everyone.
In his homily at the funeral mass, Reverend Father Dr. Paul Kolade Tubi called on Christians to be mindful of the last day, said death and judgment are inevitable, urging the congregation to learn from the testimonies on the life of the deceased. Late Justice Moses Bello was born on 4th January 1953. Justice Bello studied law at the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, graduating in 1980. He joined the Federal Capital Territory Judiciary and rose to become its pioneer president, customary court of appeal, a position he held for a historic 25 years before his retirement in 2018. Until his death on the 1st September 2021 following an illness at the age of 68, he had served and retired as pioneer president, customary court of appeal, Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja.
That is the news on Mlc TV. Thanks for staying with us. For your sponsorship and advert placement, call the numbers displayed on the screen. Please do like and subscribe to our social media handles. Our Facebook page is Mlc TV, Instagram Mlc TV 2021, and YouTube channel Mlc TV. I am Fatima Yakub.